Looks like YouTube's up first. Oh, hey everybody, it's Lewis Porter Jr. My throat's not feeling that great. I don't know what just happened. This happened recently. I was feeling good this afternoon. A little while ago, I started feeling kind of funny, and I'm like, uh-oh. Let's get that tea regimen in. Let's get that going. Let's get it started. Don't want to get this messed up. I definitely want to get my tea started and everything, so I'm healthy. Let me tell everybody the important stuff. Hey, I'm Lewis Porter Jr., and you're watching Transparency Agenda Daily. Today's the 11th. Oh, the title today, man. How much you going to sell your business for? Ooh, that's a serious title. We're going to see some people talk about that later. But first up, as always, you got to look to our Kickstarter, see what's going on, see who's making money, see what money's being made, seeing how I can make some more money. Woo! So top secret, okay, still at 89,000. I mean, it's close to 90. It's like, 10,000 less for 100,000. Would I like it to get 100,000? I would like it to get 100,000. I think that might be awesome. That might be the most awesome thing I've seen in a long time. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. All right, next up, Pathfinder Kingmaker, 2 hours left. $883,565. Boom, as of right now. Nearly 18,000 backers. So let's see what the 800,000. You get yourself some archetypes, 900,000, an extra companion. Ooh. But if you can pull off 1 million, you get a new race. Uh-oh. In 2 hours. You get 1 million? 120,000 in 2 hours? I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. That'd be some good money. That'd be like, that'd be some really good money to pull it off in 2 hours. 160,000 an hour? Maybe. That could be some good money. Next up, our buddies over at Cobalt. They got 16 days left. The New Path Compendium, they're $335 away from reaching 20,000, which of course is an awesome number because I know these guys do awesome work. So I can't see what other cool stuff they're going to be doing. Of course, I set up, I signed up for this. Like that wasn't even a question. Come on, man. And actually, I got the hardcover and the PDF. Usually, I only buy PDFs, but for theirs, I buy hardcover. I think they do good products, so it's worth buying as a hardcover. If you did not know that already, that's what I would do. That's just how I roll. That's how we go with that. Next up of our Patreons, of course. I don't say it enough times, and I think people are like, why do you always promote these Patreons? But it's important. These guys are doing lots of great work. A lot of these people, and these people are just they do gaming. That's all they do. They're, in one way or another, that's all they're doing is gaming. So I think this is a great way to support them. If you're serious about the business, you want to learn more about it. You can't get a better deal than this. Because really, you're paying them to get access to them. That's what you're doing. You're paying to get access. You are. I mean, let's just call it like it is. You pay that, you get a little more access. You can talk to them directly. Some of these guys might wind up schooling you on stuff that you didn't even know just by getting that kind of access. So I'm telling you, it's a smart deal to do that. It's a very smart long-term deal to do that. Support them. Even if it's as little as $1. People think, oh, $1 isn't that worth it. It's like, no, man, look, don't kid yourself. Hot cinnamon apple. Ooh. Let me just tell you, $1 matters. I say it all the time. $1 matters. It means that you took the time out to say, hey, here's $1. It may not seem like much, but it is to us because we know every dollar counts. I'm going to talk about that more later on, about how that serious that was. Whew. But yeah, man, you gotta do that sometimes. You gotta do that. You gotta do what you have to do and support people. And some of these are just awesome things you check out. Like every frame of painting. One of my favorite video series. I watch it on YouTube all the time. I rewatch a lot of stuff they've done. It's just a lot of great stuff, just brilliant-minded stuff. So you should definitely check it out. I can't say anymore. And Lessons to the Screenplay is probably one of the best for writers. I think if you're a writer and you really understand writing, you should be watching this series. You should be promoting it. You should be talking about it. It's awesome. I cannot say that enough. I mean, I'm serious. That's an awesome series. And writers who are not even checking it out, I can't even imagine. Because it's like, you want to be a writer. Don't get me wrong. Gaming's fun, but I know you want to do more stuff. I know you want to get exposed to a larger group. So, reading what goes on there can easily get you exposed to more interesting stuff. Just brilliant stuff. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I was gonna really the series. It's a good series. So next up, of course, we're going with our lovely sell promotion. Of course, Legacy is going well. I've got to actually make a phone call to Michael tonight because we're going to be doing some changes. As a side piece of this, I got to tell you, I just had to. I sent out 2 checks, but one check in particular had to send out to a check to a certain individual. So I think I'm going to tell you. I wasn't going to tell you at first, but I was like, what? Let people know. Let people know what you're doing. So we decided to do some smart stuff long term. We think it's best because we want our Kickstarter to be awesome. So what we did is we got in touch with the guys over at Don Forge Cast. You might have heard of them. They made a little bit of a ruckus as of late because the gentleman who is running it is a paid GM and is doing very well, very, very well in this process, which I was very impressed with. I mean, we kind of met, through the same circles of gaming, and it's one of those, oh, okay. So yeah, so we asked for a little bit of help. We said, hey, I got something for you. He said, hey, this is what I can do for you. So, I don't want to tell you, well, should I tell you everything? Should I tell you everything? Yeah, I'll tell you everything. Yeah. So we're going to do a shout out video. Of course, I think it's interesting. We're also going to be doing an interview with Andrew about the Kickstarter, which is definitely awesome. We're going to do a promo blurb, Ask the DM live Q&A. So you can ask me. I'm going to see if I can get Michael involved. I can see if I can get Jeff Lee. Have us all talking about cool stuff. It'll be lots of fun. We're going to do an update video, of course, for the goal insight, the big push, of course, and social media promotion on Facebook and Twitter. And then we're also going to do a one-shot session of New Exodus run by Andrew and featured on the Dawning Forgecast channel. So he's going to run one of our adventures. Boom. So you can see what you're getting. So many people are talking about, like, well, what's it like? What's it play like? What's it this? This is how we handled that. We said, you know what? Let's just do what we got to do. Let's just have him just run an actual game so you can see what those adventures are like, what's going on, what we're planning, the end. So you don't have to ask more questions. You'd be like, oh, that's awesome. So you get to see it. You know how we're going to, you get the feeling of it. You get everything. Actually, I think it's going to be perfect for us. That's going to be a great move for us. And people will get what they want. So that's another plus. I mean, it's always about getting what people want. I think that's very, very important. So, yeah, it's one of those good things. So of course, with the self-promotion stuff, as always, our stuff, Stonemeyer had a great blog yesterday and the day before. Check them both out. Black Diamond, I think Gary Ray's actually on vacation. He's driving around in his Jeep, but he's still doing videos. So, yeah, I don't know if he's doing videos on his Jeep, but I know he did the last one a couple days ago, so he'll probably do another one. You never know. And, of course, Gary Vaynerchuk. Can't say enough great things. You need to be watching, understanding, getting that information. I mean, just getting that information. That is some good stuff going on there. I mean, it's just brilliant knowledge that you should be checking out. I mean, if you're serious about this and you seriously want to make this your long-term goal, you have to pay attention to that kind of stuff. You have to do what he's telling you to do. It's not even a question. And some people are like, oh, I don't know. No, not even a question. Hot. Whew. Get in my throat, though. I need that. A little sweat. Got the AC on it, so hot. Oh, so yeah. So let's talk about how much you're going to sell your business for. That's the important question. No one ever talks about that. I don't know why, but everybody in this industry says the same thing. Oh, I'd never sell my business. Oh, I'd never sell my business. Oh, I'd never sell my business. So, a couple of years ago, there's some guys who were looking to shop their business around. And so, and they were like, yeah, we're really looking to get out. We're trying to get a reasonable rate and like that. So I said, okay, let me find out what a reasonable rate is. So in my eyes, a reasonable rate was, let's find out where you're selling. Where you're selling. Give me a year's worth of sales. Let me see what your year's worth of sales look like. We can get an average from that. We can go from there. And it's like, okay. And we got an average. We got an average per month. Got all the numbers, and then consider some other stuff you're selling. And really everything it came down to be, it was like maybe $2 or $3 grand. It wasn't that much, but it still was like $2 or $3 grand. And the guy was like, no way, that's not a fair price at all. I'm like, why is that not a fair price? He's like, well, I got all this stuff. And I looked and I was like, here are your sales. Here's your sales. Here's the actual money you're generating over the entire year. Here's what it says. These numbers you gave me. I didn't pluck them out of the air. You gave them to me. There's those numbers. Put all this stuff together. $2,000, because and my theory is if you're going to buy someone's business, you pay them a year's worth of the sales. That gives them a full year to take the money and do whatever they want. They've made money in the past, so they've got that money saved for that. Plus this one, boom, we buy. Here's your money. Here's your cash. Go. He was like, no, that's not fair. That's not fair. I'm going to go then make me a counter offer. And his counter offer was like $15,000. I'm like, dude, the numbers aren't even there. I mean, look at these numbers. He's like, well, I worked very hard in it. I deserve it. I just looked at myself. I'm just like, oh, he deserves it. Jesus, when I hear the words, I deserve it, I really think you don't deserve it. Because if you actually deserved it, you would have made it. You wouldn't be looking at how to sell your business. All these people get into this whole thing and they make it so personal. Look, this is a number situation. This has always been a number of situations. If you have X, you sell for Y. That's it. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to get upset about it, because these are the numbers. The numbers are the actual hard facts. You can tell me you're a great salesman, but if the sales don't equal that, it doesn't equal that. There's no need for me to get upset about it. There's no need for me to get hostile about it. There's no need for me to get upset. I mean, like, so many people like they take it so personal. It's like, if you took the business more personal, you could sell for more. It's really kind of simple. Look, Marvel sold to Disney for $4 billion. That's what it would be. That's $4 billion. That's a ton of money. A lot of people make money on that, and Disney thought it was a reasonably good deal. Star Wars sold to Disney for $4 billion. I just want you to notice that both Star Wars and Marvel were sold like it was very, very short time apart, and Disney paid cash for that. I mean, I don't know how many people have $8 billion in cash just lying around, but it's nice to know that Disney just said, oh, we got this loot hanging around. We'll just pay for it. We got that cash. We're good. And didn't even blink. I thought that was amazing. I thought that was like just truly a business maneuver. And then, the people who own the company, whoever they were, at this point, I don't even know who the people who own. All I know is that Stan Lee has one of the best deals with Marvel. He makes 10% of whatever they sell that he created. He makes 10%. Make 10%. Sean, that's not even their leisure money. That's like their like back pocket change. Oh, we got four billion. Oh, look at the $4 billion. Oh, look at this. I mean, let's just call it like it is. Disney's a monstrosity. It is huge, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I want my company to be as big as Disney. I want my company to be as big as Disney. Why would I not? I want to focus on that. I want to focus on getting my company's name out there. I want to focus on doing different stuff, just the basic stuff that we're doing. I want to find different ways to make money on different incomes on stuff we've already done. I tell you, you get a piece of art in, figure out at least 3 to 5 ways you can use it. Because each time you use it, lowers the cost. You got a $100 piece of art. Use it 5 times. It's like $20 you paid for each time you used it. That's pretty awesome compared to if you bought a piece of art one time, use it one place, had to buy another one for 100. Save money. It's ways to save money. It's a way to be smart. You got to be creative with this. So many people are not creative. So many people get involved in their own egos and this stuff. Leave your ego out of this. This isn't about your ego. You got to think about what's good for the business. Too many people think very wrong-headed. And I'm not saying that to get anybody upset or angry or stuff like that, but you got to think about it, man. This is you. It's your baby, yeah. But the second you sell it, it's not your baby anymore. It's something else. And if you're really smart, you take the money they gave you, you put 90% in the bank, and then you do another business for the other 10% you got left over. And you start something up from the ground up again and do some cool stuff. But if you did it once, you can do it again. You know what to expect. You know what the big pitfalls are. You can try it again. Or trying something else. That other money, you still hold on to that. It's in the bank. You ain't got to touch it. That other 10%, you play with that. You figure out, oh, okay, how long will it take me to double this money? How long will it take me to triple this money? That's what I do with my stocks. I have a stock program. Let me see, actually, I keep forgetting the name. I'm like, no, that's not the name. I keep thinking like Johnny Acorns. I'm like, it is not Johnny Acorns. Really? This is what happens when you're watching tons of stuff on your. Come on, guys. I was watching the Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor thing, which was awesome. But I'm not talking about that right now. So the program, Robinhood, that's it. It's called Robinhood. It's an app. You can put money in to invest. I put $250 in, and I kept saying to myself, okay, I'm going to focus on seeing how long it takes me to double my money. And, I haven't doubled my money yet. But I have done about $70. I only put $250 in. $70 over the initial investment. So, that's not bad. That's not bad anywhere you go. So I'm like, okay, so I've cashed every time I get to like $35 to have. I cash the money out. So that's what I'm right now. I'm about to cash out the $35 and start again from $250 and just keep making money off that. I think most people, and this is, I guess, for my gambling life. That's where I used to gamble. If y'all didn't know, I'm a big craps player when I go to Vegas. You never mess with the principal. You put a little bit of the principal down to play with, and then you make so much money, you take the principal off the table and put it in your pocket, and then play with your winnings. Because it's best, that's something that's a very, very, craps focused view, and I've always had that view. But I'm like, you play with that. You play with the house's money. You don't play with your own money. You get yourself started. You make some money. You get it going. Boom. Take your money down. put it in your pocket. Now, no matter what happens, that's your money. You don't touch it. You go in your other pocket. That's your own winnings. You put all your winnings in one pocket. And I was in Vegas. This is a while ago. I was in Vegas. The guy kept joking about it. Like, you got to feed the pocket. I'm like, I got to feed the pocket. It's important. Got to feed the pocket. And then you play with it, and then you can walk away. Most people get involved trying to, I got to get back my money. That's why you get your money off the table as soon as possible. And that's the kind of same mentality. How do you get your money off the table as fast as possible? When we design games, you should be thinking, and this is just a money aspect. We're not talking about creativity and stuff like that. We talk about it all the time. This is great. This is 100%. Get your hand out of my pocket. Christopher, that's quite hilarious. I do not understand that joke. That just threw me off. We really got to think about the money. We don't ever really talk about the money. We always talk about, the creativity, and that's great. That's important. But the actual business stuff, we really have to work on because we are not set up for it in a really good way. A lot of people, even I did this for years. You can blame me 110% on this one. I sold at RPG Now forever, and they took a massive cut from me, 35%. And I remember when I first got in there, it was 15 or 20, and it's gone up, over time. And 35% is the accepted amount now on the internet. And I'm like, that's a huge cut. So that's why I finally said, okay, let me get my store together. Let me build my store, and I sell for my store, just so I can offset the cost of that 35%, because that's huge, man. That's a huge amount. And when margin is important, if I can get an extra, if I could take that 35% and maybe I get back 15%, maybe I get 20% back of that can affect me huge. Because on $100, an extra 20% is $20. So instead of being $65 a product, it's $85. I don't know about you, but that can be important. That can be important real quick. And you can see that very, very quick. The flip side to that, generate different types of income stream to get the money into you. So many people don't get that part of it. They'll sell at RPG Now, but they won't sell anywhere else. I sell at RPG Now. I sell at RPG Now, Drive-Thru, Paizo, D20P SSRD, even E20, the Steve Jackson one. I sell a lot of different places, and I sell on my own website. Plus, I also sell different things. I sell stock art. I sell layout products. I sell tons of stock art, really. That's what I do. We do maps. I sell a lot of different things so people can use them in their products and sell them or whatever. It doesn't matter how once if we're selling them, you use them, do what you got to do. Great. Just you make sure the money comes in. And those are great little secondary things. I tell every artist I meet, you should be doing stock art. If you're not doing stock art, you're kidding yourself. And a lot of them are like, oh, I don't understand. I wouldn't want to do stock art. Da, da, da. I'm like, look, for you to get paid, you got to work. And when you go on vacation, you're not working. You're just not working. And income isn't coming in. So you need to find a way to, generate money so you could be happy. Because, I don't want you to worry about stuff when you're on vacation. You should have your money, your art working for you when you're on vacation. And let me be blunt, and I've said it a million times, I'll say it again. There are tons of artists there who have tons of work that is lying there and doing nothing. That's awesome stuff that people would love to have and would be sincerely impressed to have. Now, I don't expect really big names to do that. I don't expect Wayne Reynolds to do this. But, oh God, if he did, I think it'd be awesome. But, at the same time, if you're a starting up guy, you need some practice. You need to get your name out there. Stock art's a great way to do that. And really, it's about generating income for you. And, how much income you generate really says, how much you can do things with. I'm at the point that, my reputation is strong enough that I can ask people for stuff and, hey, would you be interested in doing this? And they'll say yes or they'll say no and whatever. But a lot of starting up guys don't have that access. They don't have the money to do that. And this is a good way to do it. Finding ways to do it is important. And it's just smart long term. I don't want anyone to I'm against initial investors into a company, because what you're really doing is you're giving away a piece of your company to get money. You should be thinking out ways to fix the problem without having going outside to get money from somewhere else. Now, some people say, well, you need that money to build some stuff. Yeah, you do. But if you move slowly and effectively, you don't have to. You don't have to sell off a percentage of your company to do it. And when it's time to sell your company, whenever that is for you, whenever you decide if you do that or you just stop, whatever, you get to own more of the shares. You bring a partner on, it is what it is. Once you give them access to that, you put them on, they get access to information. They get access to what they think is right. There's all kinds of stuff that get involved with that. I've always been a sole proprietorship. Well, I'm incorporated, but it's only been me. The decisions come from me. And that's the way I've always worked it. I think that's better for me in the long run. I don't want to have to debate things, and I do them already enough in my head. I don't need to add another person to it. So, my job is to generate as much income in my company as possible. So when I want to sell it, which I will eventually one day, I get the most money I can, and then I can use that money to go do something else. And it's not that I don't love my characters, I don't love my stuff. I understand what it is. I'm being creative right now. Someone's going to pay me for that creativity, and then I can go off and do other stuff that's creative. Because this isn't my be-all, the end-all. I mean, look, I've done Haven City of Violence, I've done New Exodus, I've even done Obsidian Apocalypse. I've done 3 different settings, 3 different, well, not really 3 different, but 2 different game systems, 3 different genres. You can always do stuff. I mean, people were asking me yesterday, "Oh, you're going to do something for science fiction for Starfront? You're going to make a campaign setting?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to do a campaign setting. I've done 3 of them already. I'm not doing any more. I'm going to just make some cool stuff, and I'm just going to chill a little bit." It's too much work. It's too much work. It's just too much work for me. I got stuff to do. I got other stuff to do. I want to enjoy the stuff I do, but I also want to be, not tied down to it. This goes back to like the whole comic book thing with me. I love comic books. I love this stuff, but I always wonder, it's like, for a long time, the copyright rules would say 20 years, and the product would revert to public domain, and you have to make new products. But Disney helped push that further and further. So, that's why we have characters like Superman. Superman was made in 1938. And you look at Superman today, it's like, he's kind of a character. Oh, I'm going to hide myself behind glasses. It's like, And Batman, it's like, okay. It's just, and even, I mean, look, I love Marvel Comics. That's my favorite, but still, Captain America. Well, Cap was made in Golden Age, but like, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, X-Men, 60s. There hasn't been a really big comic revolution, since then. I mean, maybe that some parts of the 90s, but that's still not even like, there's nothing that was like amazing that people, like, there was no third company that came out of nowhere and took the 1 and 2 position. When Marvel, when DC was there, Marvel came up, and Marvel fought against DC, and they became like 1 and 2, and they went back and forth depending on who you were. But you don't see that very often. You don't see the new companies doing that. Well, Spawn did well, but it didn't. It didn't. Spawn had everything going for it, and Todd McFarlane, the genius that he was, said, "I'm tired of doing these funny books. I'm going to do these toys where I make some real money, and boom, get these licenses and be good." And he was. He did. He made a ton of money. I mean, Todd McFarlane was smart, man. He did that Spider-Man stuff and said, "I'll do these drawings for X amount of dollars I'll get." And like Jim Lee did kind of the same thing. He did these pictures and got a bunch of money, and now he works for, the high end of DC. You got Jeff Johns, who's another great guy who came as a writer, came up, now he's a creative director at DC, on the high level. So, it's you got to see what your future looks like. You got to see what your future company looks like. This is not the company you're in right now is not going to be your final version of your company, and you got to find ways to think that forward out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm doing. All right, I'm getting out of here. Like I said, I wasn't going to take very long, but of course, I got a little rampage as usual. Got my soapbox and things happen. All right, so over here, do us a favor, subscribe to on these YouTube. Do us a favor. Go tell your parents that you love them. Give them a hug and kiss if you can. If not, give them a call. Tell them you love them. Go tell your kids that they're amazing and they can do anything, but they need to hear that. That's always good stuff. I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, I'm not feeling so well. I don't know about tomorrow's random transparency show or the night show if I keep feeling like this. I'll see what's going on. But I'll do my best to make a show because it's important for me to be there. All right, everybody. You all have a good night, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow, maybe.